Last time on Fugitive Thinkers, we met our elite group of 5 as they gathered in the bunker of Thinker HQ to solve a mysterious case where fire overtook Bearwood Forest. A victim, Rachel Robinson, the method actor for Smokey Bear, got caught up in the wake. Detective Trauma and Griffith stay behind to look at the body and solve the cause of death. Glasses and Butch, however, discover a deep-voiced, gun-wielding man deep in the forest. As the Thinkers chase after the man, they find him shot out in front of a cave. They walk in and find the Trix rabbit dressed up and shot in the chest. Turns out that the rabbit here, along with Smokey Bear's actor, was in a bisexual furry polycule with Tony the Tiger, the deep-voiced man who's been shot outside, and Sonny the Cuckoo Bird. But then the Thinkers get another call. Apparently, fire has overtaken a local police car, and it can only be the handiwork of that same man. The Thinkers go back to base and retreat to the bunker to hopefully solve this case once and for all. Fade into interior Thinker HQ bunker. The dim lighting of the bunker casts a thick shadow over the Thinkers. A lone plume of smoke hazes the air. We've got 2 bodies, 1 wounded witness, and a forest fire. That's millions of lives dead, and all at the hands of the same foul dastard. On top of that, there's that useless sergeant. He isn't helping worth shit.
Yeah, actually, he's off the case now, so be careful not to include this past hour in attributing blame and or rationing out anger.
Not the time, Glasses. This case needs to be solved, and even more importantly, a man needs to be put in his place. But where the hell do we start? It's not misogyny or whatever, right? They went after those male police officers.
True, and that possibility being dashed only makes our success more likely. The more specific the culprit's motive, the more specific the culprit.
That's right. This additional crime is a clue to our killer's MO, but that doesn't mean jack shit if we can't figure out what it is. Now think! Trauma wheels around in his chair, holding a hand to his furrowed forehead and massaging his gray matter into action. A moment of silence passes. I've got it! I still blame misogyny! 2 of our race, dead! It's all the proof you need!
But the male officers, plus the killer wouldn't have known Smokey Bear and the Trix Rabbit were women with those costumes on.
Exactly! Anyone could have been under those costumes, aka women. I've got it. They hate both the police and polyamorous furries. That's gotta be the MO here. But even if they hate polyamorous furries, I don't know why they'd hate police. Don't blue lives matter? The president says so. Strangely enough, that's kind of a good point. If the killer hates polyamorous furries, they're probably a full-on conservative. So why would they hate the police? A lone puff of smoke shadows the discussion table, hazing the heated banter until a cool face emerges from the smog. It's her. Ruby red lips, bleach blonde hair, and 36 triple Ds. Looks like you still haven't figured it out, babyface. Baby? Did you just call me babyface? Huh? Babyface. I called you babyface. I just want to be completely clear about that. Huh. Oh, thought you were calling me baby. Assault! Butch elbows Griffith to the ground. Thank you, Cass. As I was saying, this isn't about misogyny or political agendas. Forget the culture war nonsense. You're all on a wild goose chase.
Yeah, actually, no geese are involved in this case, rendering your metaphor...
Butch sends Glasses a fiery glare of "you're next," which he picks up on rather quickly and nods to, settling him deep in his chair. You're all off the mark here. Think about it this way. The criminal was already on the scene and had a pretty specific vendetta against these 2 officers. Seems pretty obvious to me that they'd been watching. Watching? Like, watching the investigation? Makes sense why they hate those officers. Why would he just burn the car then? Why not shoot the officers? Yeah, Trauma and I left those fuckers wide open for the killing. And I was supposed to know that? Oh yeah, good point. Never mind then. All of a sudden, Detective Trauma whips around in his chair, slamming a fist down and staring grizzled around the table. What up, Trauma? Gonna blow our brains apart with some crazy theory again? Yeah. My theory of this whole damn unit being incompetent. It's clear the killer burnt the PPB squad car down because they knew they'd get away with it. This person clearly cares about not getting caught. Of course they're not gonna shoot 2 officers in broad daylight. Oh yeah, true. Luckily for you all, I just did enough thinking for the 5 of us, and thank God I did, because we have a rampaging, mentally ill psychopath on the loose here. Go on, get to the good stuff, Trauma. Our killer chose their victims carefully. Smokey Bear, the Trix Rabbit, Tony the Tiger, the Portland Police Bureau, and millions of trees. Now what do they have in common? Think harder. They're all anagrams, maybe? They're all part of patriarchal institutions that are led by men.
Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids.
Everyone jolts to look at the young woman in the doorframe, and she takes an awkward step backwards upon focus shifting to her. Donna, what you doing here?
Oh, well, I heard everyone's voices getting loud and figured I'd come check it out for myself. I know I'm not really part of the group, but I just added what I could to the conversation. I didn't expect anyone to turn and look. Oh gosh, I overstepped my boundaries, didn't I? I just heard something about the Tricks rabbit and...
Donna, that's it! That's exactly it!
I did overstep my boundaries?
No, I'm talking about that slogan. Tricks are for kids.
So you've noticed a discrepancy too. Tricks are not produced specifically for the consumption of children, making the slogan misleading. This so-called Tricks dilemma has been subject to much internet backlash by...
Quiet, Glasses! Boss is explaining something. Glasses is right. It's that damn slogan. Think about the other cereal brands.
Huh? You mean like, I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Unlike the Tricks slogan, this one is objectively correct based on overwhelming visual evidence. Sunny is indeed cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Glasses, quit throwing us off track.
Oh please, babyface. You still don't get it?
Right. Show Glasses a little more respect, for God's sake. He just gave us Exhibit B, a black and white of false and correct. But what if we enter a gray area? What if there's a slogan that could be interpreted as either true or false?
They're magically delicious.
Everyone turns to stare at Donna again, and she backs out of sight.
Sorry, I know I should have kept my trap shut. I'll get back to the front office, okay? I'll just go and, I'll come back if we get anything, like a new call or a visitor. Yes, that's when I'll come back. And right away, too. Yes, sirree, I'll get to the point loud and clear. That's the plan. Have a good meeting, you all.
A cold silence drafts through the room until... They're great!
Tony the Tiger. I recognize that one sure as day. Tony the... Oops, bye-bye. That slogan is an odd case. It proclaims a certain debatable greatness in regards to its product. However, one could argue that it's simply Tony the Tiger's own subjective opinion on Frosted Flakes, thus putting it in a gray area.
And that's why that damn tiger got off with only a bullet hole to the arm. Wait, the killer had a problem with cereal slogans? We got a freaking serial killer on the loose! Not just cereal slogans. The Portland Police Bureau has a questionable motto too. Sworn to protect, dedicated to serve. Oh yeah, one look at those bastard officers would have told anyone otherwise. And then there's that Smokey Bear slogan. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Objectively false. Preventing forest fires is everyone's responsibility, and not just one unspecified person the slogan is evidently referring to.
And that's why all this happened in the first place. Why 2 bodies were left, and why this godforsaken monster burned down all those living, breathing trees. So, you're saying it's all 'cause of freaking slogans? Our killer had some sort of mental disorder which obsessively compulsed their behavior in ways normal people might find rigid, illogical, and set in firm, unyielding patterns.
OCD. It has to be.
Maybe. It might just be, Roxana.
But there's a blatant contradiction if that's the case. People with OCD are obsessively compelled to categorize things into strict separate boxes. Gray areas are unacceptable to people with OCD.
Gray area? Didn't the boss just mention some kind of gray area? The Frosted Flakes slogan? That's exactly it! Our killer wouldn't be fine with only dishing out partial justice. To them, Tony needs to either die or be left unharmed. But they already harmed him. So if leaving him unharmed isn't an option anymore, then... Detective Trauma slams his palms down on the table, standing tall. A look of fright passes through his rocky exterior, and the others immediately know what's being implied. They're coming back for him! If we don't move, Tony the Tiger's getting shot and killed tonight! The truck tears down the highway with all 5 thinkers inside. They head into Portland, where Tony the Tiger and Sunny the Cuckoo have rented a cheap motel with a coin-operated vibrating mattress for the night. As they turn the moonlit streets, they spot gangsters rapping, prostitutes walking off with old dudes, and homeless people attacking innocent civilians. Thank God President Trump's cleaning up these streets soon.
Actually...
Are you seriously gonna be both a man and a leftist? Fucking beta! You know, Cass, you're really throwing me for a loop today. If you have something to say it to my face. Quiet, we're here! Cut 2, exterior motel room. The door opens to reveal the cartoonish face of Tony the Tiger. before the man underneath can open his mouth to speak. "Don't say a word. You're gonna die tonight if you don't let us in." "Okay, tell me what's up. Just let me untie Sonny first." A gunshot rings out from behind the Thinkers. Tony frightfully slams the door shut, closing everyone else out in the chilly parking lot. The rest separate and draw their awesome police guns. "Show yourself! Hands in the air!" "Drop the weapon! Drop it!" "Come out and get your ass whooped, fucker!"
So, you want to play hardball, eh? You won't be able to spit any last words out by the time I'm done with you. Only blood.
I am also here and have my gun drawn.
To everyone's bewildered, shocked surprise, instead of one person emerging from the shadows, there's two, both pointing guns at each other. One is a 30-something peepee-eyed man with an accountant look, and the other's a 30-something woman dressed 20 years older than she should be, wearing a pair of frilly specs. I'm seeing double here. 2 killers. "Which one of you is the real killer?"
It's this dumbass, my evil twin. He's pulling some stupid scheme again.
No, it's her. She's the evil twin. She's holding me hostage and making me play along here. Yeah, right. Women can't harass men. It's the truth. Listen to me.
Lies, lies, and more lies. I swear, this is the last time I let you rope me into one of your little felonies.
I don't know. I believe the dude. Kinda had a feeling it was a chick from the start. "Shut the fuck up, oppressor!" Oof! Slowly, Griffith lifts his head from the ground, just feet from the twins. As he looks between them, they shift their pistols down from each other's temples to Griffith's. "Well, shit."
They're aiming at one of our squad.
"We can't let him hurt Griffith! Everyone, fire on 3, alright? 3, 2... Why would you give them time to shoot me first? Just 1...
Plan B, now!
In the blink of an eye, the two slip behind cars in the lot and vanish from sight. "No!" "Fuck! We lost her! Quick, help me up! Ow!" He gets clocked in the head by Butch's tomboy toes as she darts off after the male twin. Roxana dashes after her, leaving Griffith behind with trauma and glasses to trail the female. "If there's one thing my worst divorce taught me, it's that men like us need to stick together. Now come on!"
Yeah, actually, it'd be more optimal for one of us to stay behind and guard the motel.
"Then stay, damn it! Griffith, let's move! If we give them so much as a single second more to get away, we'll never catch up!"
Yeah, actually, it depends on...
Glasses. Ugh. "This is why the others don't respect you, Glasses. Now listen, if you keep running your trap and keeping us here all night, we'll never catch up with them. Do you understand, or do we need to pry your jaw open and shove it down your throat?"
Yeah, actually...
"Glasses. Ugh. There's not a moment to waste. Quit your goddamn bantering. Now listen, Griffith. You're not bad, but you need to know when to hold 'em, when to fold 'em, and when to run. And right now, you need to run. After that armed woman."
Correct. Time is, logically speaking, of the essence.
"Glasses. Ugh." Fade 2, exterior motel lot. Roxana and Butch rush down the shadowy corridor in hot pursuit of the man. On the opposite side of the building from Tony's apartment, the gunman seems to dissipate into thin air, gone without a trace. Damn, they're off. She turns her eyes to one of the motel rooms, the one in the center with its shutters closed. A make-up smirk paints itself upon her face. "Ready to kick some doors down, Butch?"
Am I?
Interior shot of the motel room, pointed at the lower half of the door. Butch suddenly smashes it open, kicking splintered wood into the camera. Audience flinches. After Butch's foot is withdrawn, we see a close-up of Roxana's stilettoed foot floating tantalizingly close to the camera as she steps forward to knock the door down completely.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right. Now, let's track this man down and crush him under our heels. Suddenly, a voice croons from the center of the dark room.
"One wrong move and I'll shoot."
Damn. Despite the twins' order, Roxana already has her gun up and loaded. She straightens its aim on the male twin's chest as a smirk creeps across her flawless face. Think I can't stand a standoff? Think again, gunny boy. Cut 2, interior, Tony's motel room.
So, the killer's right outside the door?
Shh, I see their silhouette through the blinds. Either we wait for them to move or we move. Now shut that sexy little beak of yours. He creeps towards the door, silent and steady, before lurching a hand out, swinging the door open, and dragging the assailant down by the throat. The two collapse in the middle of the motel room as Sonny staggers backwards in fright. Aha! Gotcha! Wait, you're that guy with the glasses.
Yes, and I'm here to protect you.
Huh, a predator like me doesn't need protection. Just ask Sonny here.
Tony's a stoic alpha with dominant omega tendencies, which means... Wait! Hey, Tony! Can't this glasses guy cover our blind spot?
Good idea. Cut 2, interior, Tony's Motel's chimney. Wading into the fireplace's soot, Glasses stands as tall as his height will allow, and a loud floomph is heard. It's the sound of glasses against brick. He's stuck in the chimney.
Oh no, he's up in there for good.
It's a skinny fireplace. It was bound to happen.
Actually, you could probably pull me back out.
Tony, look, our Uber's here.
About time. Quick, Sonny. Let's get out of this hellhole and find someplace a little more comfortable.
I'll bring the lube and Neosporin.
Wait, come back here. I'm stuck.
The slam of the door interrupts his words, deafening the empty room in silence.
I'm still stuck here. In the chimney, actually.
Cut 2, other motel room. In a shadowed room, Roxanna and Butch stand opposite the gun-wielding male twin. Roxanna's own gun is pointed at the twin, and Butch's hands are in the air. With a deep breath, though, her glare deepens.
You know, it's always men like you committing horrible misogynistic acts and then running away like stupid little girls.
Like I'm falling for your taunts.
She has a point, though. Women are simply better. We live longer, make better leaders, and can always best a man in physical strength.
That's untrue. Yeah, that's a lie. You just told a lie.
Then prove it. You versus Butch.
No way. You versus me. This other girl's an outlier. Just look at that build.
No way, little worm. If you have something to prove, you gotta give it to me. Know what? Do me instead.
Dropping her gun, Roxanna steps forward, slumping luridly into a chair surrounding the table in the center of the room. She rests an elbow on the wooden surface and looks up with a gaze that'll compel any sane man to do whatever she wishes. Arm wrestle. Loser gets their brains blown out.
Fine. But I want your guns on the other side of the room.
The two's eyes turn to Butch, who reluctantly drops her weapon to the ground and walks forward, eyeing the man's own gun in concern.
I'll be referee.
Cut 2, exterior, motels. Detective Trauma's running around, pounding the pavement and kicking up gravel into the nightly dusk. Behind him, Griffith follows, catching his breath.
Wait! Trauma! They got away! We can't keep running around here!
Trauma stops in his tracks, turning around to stare Griffith down with a stern grizzle. You got potential, kid, but you lack one thing. Experience. Take it from a war-torn vet. Our killer's still on the premises. They're around here. Somewhere. With an abrupt twist, Trauma hurtles down another corridor, leaving a panting Griffith to roll his eyes and trail along after him. Cut 2, interior, Tony's motel chimney. Glasses stands, hopelessly stuck in the chimney as he bites his nails nervously.
My encyclopedia and dictionary are both getting coated in soot here.
Suddenly, a rounded posterior is dunked into view about 3 feet up the chimney from Glasses.
Oh, I'm stuck? Really? Who's there?
It's me, the female twin. Oh gosh, my brother's really done it this time, always dragging me into these plots and schemes because of that troublesome OCD.
She flails around in frustration as the last words leave her lips, slipping her down the chimney another foot, and causing Glasses to flinch at the sight of her approaching underside.
Oh, my. I might fall on your face bum first.
Affirmative. Judging by the dimensions of the chimney as well as your BMI, as per my estimations, there's only a matter of time.
Well, phooey. I guess we better get to know each other then.
After commercial, fade into other motel room. The camera opens on a close-up of the male twin's hand interlocked with a hand of much contrasting beauty. The slender, snow-white hand of Roxanna, her fingers flowing into blazing red nails, like rubies lit alight, burning into her opponent's skin. Count us down, Butch.
Got it.
3, 2...
You're gonna regret this, you know. I'll prove your lie wrong, and it'll cost you your life.
1...
We'll see if your words hold any weight. It's sink or swim, little man.
Go!
The two snap into action, straining their muscles in exertion and trying to crunch the other's arm to the table.
You'll have to be stronger than that.
Your frail little arms can't stop me.
But...
Cut 2, interior, Tony's motel chimney. While off screen, the twin has slid about a foot further down the chimney, her behind now dangerously close to Glasses' face.
It should be any minute now.
Well, shucks, don't sound so down over it. I've got plenty of cushion back there. I see. It's just, a collision is imminent any minute now. I hope my glasses aren't crushed. You wear glasses too? I've been wondering if I'd ever meet a man who did. Actually, I don't always wear them. At night I take them off. Well, maybe I could help out with that sometime.
Oh! She slides another half-foot down the chimney, now only inches from the man below her. Glasses chokes on his breath and looks up, fearful.
Oh, gosh. Well, no going back now. Hope you don't have a lady at home. Well, actually, it's complicated. Ah!
Floom! Cut 2, other motel. The other twin and Roxana are locked in a life-or-death game of arm wrestling, and despite her cool face, the femme fatale self is starting to break a sweat at last. Only a little bit, though, like 1/10 of a sweat. Phew. Across from her, the comb-overed compulsive is breaking into a sweat too, almost to an equal degree. Let's say 2/20ths of a sweat.
It's over. The lie will be exposed. You've sealed your own fate. Full power!
Butch, now!
Yeah!
Without a single moment of dead air, Butch hurls a muscular leg up above the table and slams it down onto the conjoined hands of Roxana and the male twin. The game is immediately ended. The man's hand smashes back first into the table, and Roxana is the victor. Got you. It's all over. The man fumes silently in his chair, stuttering over himself as he tries barking a rebuttal up at the victor.
No, that wasn't a fair win. You cheated.
That's where you're wrong. You never said a word about cheating. If you wanted to set up some rule beforehand, you would have had to announce it.
But...
So, the question remains. Will you stay true to your word?
But no, the rules are, it's implied you shouldn't be able to...
Be able to cheat? Says who? Assuming something like that sounds to me like a gray area. The man's eyes grow wide. He gasps and falls from his chair, hitting the floor and crawling backwards as the wooden apparatus topples over.
No, it can't be. I can't stand it. I can't allow gray areas to... the gray area. It's eating away at my brain. My disturbed, obsessive-compulsive brain. Ah!
You! Quit screaming! You lost the arm wrestle and that's all there is to it!
No. Before I concern myself with this, I must finish what I set out to do.
Set out to do? Wait. That tiger's got a room, and this guy has a room, so maybe... A second later, Roxana's suspicions are confirmed. The male twin, from the ground, shoves his bed aside to uncover a hidden passageway between his room and Tony's. Secret tunnel! He's using a secret tunnel! He's inches away from freedom when all of a sudden, it's a bird. No, it's a plane. No, it's something else entirely, aka Roxana. Diving across the room like a silken raven, casting her legs around the neck of male twin, and choking him with her bewitching limbs. His gun drops to the ground.
How?
Roxana tightens her thighs, compressing male twin like a relentless vice grip. Heh, looks like you're stuck between Roxana hard place. Suddenly, the door to the motel room flies open, followed by Detective Trauma and Griffith bursting in and drawing their guns on the compromised man. FBI! You're under arrest for property destruction, 2 murders, and the murder of hundreds and hundreds of acres of trees that suffered by your hand! Damn, I don't know what happened here, but it looks like this case is nearly wrapped up. Tell us why you killed those ladies!
I was born with an awful case of OCD. I'm a slave to my own intrusive thoughts. Whenever I hear something untrue, I have to correct it, by all means. That's why I took action. Only you can prevent wildfires. Sworn to protect, dedicated to serve. All lies. Tricks are for kids. Lies, I tell you. Lies!
Doesn't matter anymore. This party's over. Take him away. With a mutual nod, Griffith and Butch seize the man's arms and carry him off to the squad car. Detective Trauma and Roxana stay behind to chat for a moment. You did damn well out there today. After losing a certain someone, I made myself the promise never to let these weary eyes of mine rest on any other woman for too long. But it's hard to ignore talent like yours, Roxana. Don't mention it. Now, let's ditch this ghost town. Fade into interior police truck. After chucking the stuttering twin in the trunk, Griffith and Butch climb in the back seat. The camera pans to show Detective Trauma and Roxana already sitting in the front seat and lighting up a cigarette in solemn celebration. "Strap in, kiddos. We're getting the hell out of Dodge." She rips the engine hard, tearing through the parking lot and rocketing full force into the urban city streets. A plume of mysterious smoke is kicked up in the police truck's wake, and the vibration of its drive hums in lieu of a group discussion. As the silence starts to settle, though. "Another killer brought to justice. But at what cost?"
"No cost. Just another asshole man put in his rightful place."
"You got lucky. Just you wait. Our next case will be some teen mom drowning her own kids or something. That'll show ya."
"Copart or cockwielder, it's always a man. Check the facts."
A silence passes between the two, and their eyes both shift to the empty seat between them.
"Huh. Something seems missing."
"Yeah. I expected a cry of 'actually' for some reason." They meet each other's gaze once again.
"Glasses!"
A sexy, feminine chuckle is stifled from the driver's seat. Roxana turns around to look between the two. "Something tells me Glasses is doing all right for himself. I can feel it in the air." Griffith and Butch exchange a shrug, not particularly caring about Glasses' fate one way or another. The camera pans out to show the police truck gliding down the highway, before panning up to the night sky. The moon is full, reflecting the face of crime cast skyward from the sleepless city. The moon is full, reflecting the face of crime cast skywards from the sleepless city. Another case draws to a close, and justice is served. Interior, fire lookout tower, night. The scene transitions to a similar shot of the full moon, the same full moon that just rose over Portland. The camera pans down to reveal Jeffrey and Clyde sat yawning atop the observation tower for hour number 12 of their long shifts.
"Gee, Clyde, I wonder if we'll ever get to see a fire ourselves someday."
"Yeah, I wonder." Clyde turns his gaze upwards, and, as if struck in the cerebellum by a cosmic inspiration, goes wide-eyed, his eyes two full moons of their own, staring directly at his slack-jawed companion.
"Hey, Jeffrey, do you smoke?"
"Huh? Oh, no, I don't think so. Wait, do I?" He sniffs at his armpit. Nah, forget it. Tell you what, though, I'm gonna light up." Slumping upright, Clyde pulls out a matchbook and sparks a flame of light, before dropping it to the tower below. Whoops.
"Fire! Look, Clyde, there's a fire! Right up here on the watchtower!"
Yep. Jeffrey jolts his eyes between Clyde and the fire over and over again before a thought strikes him.
"Wait, ain't we supposed to do something if there's a fire?"
"They tell us to stay in position and call the fire in."
But the fire's getting bigger. How's we supposed to stay in position?"
I guess we have to move."
Yeah, but do we still call the fire in?"
I think they'll find out either way. Let's just take the night off."
"Well, gee, Clyde. All right then."
Interior, Thinker office bunker, next morning. Griffith, Butch, and Roxana sit in the smoky, mysterious bunker of Thinker HQ, and the double doors fling open to reveal a silhouette now blocking the camera. It's Detective Trauma, stomping in with a face that spells out bad news, etched with so much grave emotion that every last detail is laid bare to see from expression alone.
"Oh no! Another one? Arson again?" "Someone out there got a little inspiration from yesterday's fire and fried the forest near Bacona to a crisp."
Is that seriously the name? Bacona? And it got fried to a crisp?
The sizzling could be heard from a mile away. It was a stomach-churning scene.
"I don't know. My stomach's just rumbling for some reason."
"This isn't a laughing matter, damn it! Our unsub even torched a fire lookout tower, and both of the workers are completely unaccounted for. We gotta move, now!"
"But what about Glasses? Did we ever find him?"
"He's out for the day with pink eye. Just called in."
"Did you just say pink?" A plume of smoke erupting from the far end of the table interrupts Griffith, sending him into a cough. "Looks like we're down a few billion brain cells today."
"Let's go then. We got another man to throw behind bars."
It could be a woman. Actually, you know what? You were right the first time. Guess you chicks have a point sometimes, huh?
Damn straight I was right. Learn some manners, you fucking chauvinist. Now let's go. Let's. After all, it lies upon us detectives to lodge ourselves in the intricate, devilish strands of crime that cobweb this cruel, unyielding world of ours. Without our skill, our bravery, our force, the cogs of crime keep chugging and the big wheel keeps turning, spinning innocent civilians to the darkness below while letting the worst criminals rise above the rest and prosper, propped up by a system formulated in favor of the corrupt. Just as greed begets more greed, one crime always begets another. And before we know it, serial culprits swarm the streets, preying on the weak, spinning the wheel. And by God, if we don't catch up and throw the spikes before that hellish wheel, the streets will never be cleaned up. Time and time again, these criminals float up from the dredges of society and pollute the waters we fight to keep clean. Every moment they have to do their dirty work is a precious moment lost. Another tick on the clock counting down to the criminal doomsday, a complete overthrowing of all things just and good. And that is why, that is the exact reason we can't waste a second in our pursuit. We must be after the culprit now. Time is of the goddamn essence, and the sand's slipping through the hourglass faster than intelligent thought slips through you lollygaggers' brains. We have to move immediately. So come on, for the sake of justice, let's get off our asses, stop waiting for the clock to tick itself out of steam, and move out!